Welcome to the Remodeling Reimagined Podcast, the podcast that gives you an inside look at the remodeling industry from award-winning designers and craftsmen. On this week's pod, Bob Buchan sat down with Production Manager Kevin Brennan to discuss how we take care of your home during the remodeling process. Without further ado, here is your host, Bob Buchan.
Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Remodeling Reimagined. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'm going to be with Kevin Brennan, who is our production manager for Cipriani Remodeling Solutions. I really love working with Kevin. He's a great guy. He's a wealth of knowledge about construction, and he's been in it for a while. So welcome to the podcast, Kevin.
Hey Bob, thanks for having me today. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Hey, so why don't we just let the viewers know a little bit about yourself and what your role is here at Cipriani?
Well, Bob, when it comes to speaking about my role at Cipriani Remodeling Solutions, I like to think I'm an integral part of all the aspects of the projects.
You are, by the way.
I appreciate that. Thank you. From development to execution. So typically, I become aware of a project when it's I'm requested for a project development agreement inspection. And so I'll join our remodeling consultants out on site to take a look at the client's home, their existing infrastructures, and try and determine if there's going to be anything that comes in conflict with regard to the existing space and the new design. Mm-hmm. So as the design proceeds, I'll work with our RCs to help to get some hard numbers. And then once a project comes into development or into execution, if you will, the execution phase, I work right alongside our project managers to give them all the support they need so that they can complete the project with regard to our expectations of fit, finish, and quality. Mm-hmm. And then here we come to the end of the project, the quality control. I'll perform an inspection along with the client and the project manager to pick up any of the finer details that that we like to make sure are 100% complete before we say goodbye for project completion.
And obviously you can see why I like working with Kevin. He's very thorough, very complete, and very detailed. So that was awesome, Kevin. Thank you. And RCs, by the way, are remodeling consultants. They're the people who are out doing the designs for you that meet with you in your home. So today, for a little bit, what we wanted to discuss was our team here at Cipriani Remodeling Solution and how we care for you in your home and how we work together to develop a project for you in your home. So we're going to discuss a little bit today about our 4 Ps, our people, our practices, our procedures, and our products. So for the first part, I think, Kevin, what we'd like to discuss is our people. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about some of the people that we have in the field. We utilize a position here that we call the product manager, or the project manager, sorry about that, or also known as the PM. So tell us a little bit about what the PM role does.
Great. So Bob, our project managers are the face of our active projects. From start to finish, our project managers schedule, they coordinate, they construct, and they close every project. From pre-construction to the pre-construction meeting to the QC, the project manager has full oversight of every activity being executed on a project.
Awesome. And what do you think some of the qualifications for being a PM are here? I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of things that they have to do. So what qualifies them to work here?
Well, Bob, I'm not an old salt, if you will, but I've been involved in construction my entire life and professionally now for a little over 20 years. I like to believe I've seen a thorough representation of everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I can assure you that we have truly some of the best project managers and craftsmen working for us here at Cipriani. Our PMs in general are folks with at least 5 years at a minimum, if you will, mm-hmm. of high-end residential remodeling construction experience. These guys have to understand every aspect of remodeling and construction. They engage regularly in continuing education to remain abreast of the newest practices and products available to us and our clients. And these folks are craftsmen and qualified managers. They aren't just the proverbial jack of all trades. And believe you me, I didn't mention this at the beginning, I'm involved, with the hiring practices and process here at Cipriani Remodeling Solutions, and some of the guys we have, they're the diamonds in the rough, and maybe even a dying breed. They really understand what it takes to execute these projects for our clients to the highest of standards.
Yeah, and being the hiring manager, I'm sure that you come across all kinds of people trying to get a job here, and one of your roles here with the company is to make sure only the best get through.
Yeah, that is the case, and it's a thorough practice. The climate in the industry right now is they're surely few and far between.
Right.
But I'd like to believe that the guys that we have on our team. Myself, I put the screws to them, and even after we've hired guys, I've got a guy who's been with us for 30 years, and regularly, we go back and forth, just testing each other, if you will, just making sure that we are the cream of the crop, and in here, administratively as well as out in the field.
Yeah, and I guess when you're hiring too, how difficult has it been to find good people?
It's extremely difficult. There's no really a better way to put it.
Right.
Because at any given, we want to ramp up. We want to meet the demand of today's market, but not at the cost of the product that we
Right.
like to provide our clients. So, it's. I could meet with 60 guys over the course of a month or more to interview, and there's a chance that none of them will get a shot here, just because,
Right.
Again, the high standard that I like to hold and that the team likes to hold.
Yeah, well, and that's awesome, Kevin. I think that's one of the reasons I like working here too, because the company does do a really good job of looking for quality people that are going to fit within the culture, and those types of people are hard to find. But once we find them, I think people are going to be really happy with the results when they're working in their home. And I think, I guess it's really important. The reason we were spending so much time on qualifications is I think it's important for homeowners to know, what kind of qualifications our people have, because they're going to be spending a lot of time in your home. They could be there for weeks, if not months, depending on the size of the project, at a time, around your family and around your home. So, it's important to know what these qualifications are, isn't it, Kev?
Well, yeah, Bob, you've hit the nail on the head. It is super important to know these qualifications, because our project managers don't have a PM that follows their signature or their name, if you will. Managing and renovating of a home is a skill set that's earned. It's school of hard knocks. It's trial by fire, if you will. It's schooling and education and continued education are extremely valuable, but all they can do is bolster somebody's skill sets that they've earned through those methods. And as I mentioned above, all of our PMs do engage in the continuing education, so that's very helpful to maintain a degree of qualification. But if you're about to remodel your home, I would say it's important to know the qualifications of someone who will be spending a significant amount of time in your house and around your family, and working on one of your most important assets. You don't just want anyone. Right. You and I both want the best.
Right, absolutely. Good point, Kev. So we'll move on to some of our practices now. And I guess what are some of the practices that our PMs, our project managers, do when they're in the home to protect the home during construction?
Well, Bob, I don't know if you know, but we're currently in a pandemic. So, some things have changed to a degree.
They certainly have.
Yeah. So, COVID protocols are key. Masks, social distancing, and general cleanliness. We have wash sinks at each one of our projects, hand sanitizers inside of our temporary facilities, which are our porta-johns, if you will. Those practices have become paramount to not only maintain the safety of our clients, but the safety of our workforce. It's been extremely helpful, and something that we like everybody else were impacted by COVID, but we didn't have anybody out from the flu this year, which was an interesting dynamic that I don't think anybody really experienced, was ready to experience. So it's interesting to see how simple practices like that can lend themselves to for lack of a
healthier.
better term, greater quality of life for not only our field staff but our clients. And but more traditionally, obviously, we have safety protocols. Safety first is key. All the guys deserve to have a long career and to go home to their families at the end of the day. And we don't want anybody to take any unnecessary risk, because not only do they could they adversely affect one of our clients. They could adversely affect the career that a carpenter or a project manager assumes that they're going to engage in at our company. Even further, we have what I like to call construction controls. That's our barrier walls, our dust protection, our negative air. It's what we utilize to reduce what a term construction creep, where whether it be a tool outside of the work area or dust creeping out from outside, from a construction zone. We like to do our best to kind of separate ourselves from the living space and the active living areas of a home during construction. So those different methods go a long way. We also have a strong floor protection program. We use a specialty product called Shuby Floor Protection. It's very helpful at maintaining the throughways to our construction zones. We can't always get to a space that we're working on via a back door and have direct access. Sometimes we have to come through the front door. So products such as that are extremely helpful to us in an instance like that. And then clean job sites, clean job site promise. We want to minimize the impact, as I said, on our of our operations on our clients' day-to-day activities by maintaining a clean site. It all goes back to our dust creep and things of that nature. Safety on site. A clean site is a safe site. It all comes back. So when the guys are focusing on making sure that things are clean, more often than not, they're safe. The work site will be safe, and the home in general that we're working in will be safe.
Right. Yeah. And I know one of the things that we've got here in our production room is, we were mentioning a clean job site promise. One of the things in our production room, Jay has a clean job site promise up there and talks about what you can expect while we're in a home, making sure it's maintained and clean. And he even has his phone number up there. If things aren't met to your satisfaction, you can call the office up and talk to somebody about that and make sure it's done. And to my knowledge, I don't think anybody's ever taken us up on that offer, because I've been out to job sites and I've been amazed at how clean the floors are when we walk through there. Sometimes they're cleaner than people's living spaces in their home. So, and that's during construction in a job site. So the guys do an awesome job with that. So I guess the next thing then is just like you were mentioning before, with some ongoing training that the PMs do. So what are some other things that the teams do to keep up with some of the latest techniques that are going on inside construction?
Well, Bob, so monthly we hold production meetings. In those production meetings, we discuss what guys have learned, what they've experienced. It takes everybody to stay abreast, different techniques for construction, different methods for different trades. We're able to bring the whole team together, and it's obviously text messaging and sending out emails is nice, but when everybody's there and able to chew the fat on a specific topic, that really helps everybody to wrap their heads around and make adjustments to the different practices and processes that they're utilizing on their specific work sites. In addition, we have the continuing education program. So all of our guys have to be lead safe work practice certified, which is maintained yearly. But I believe right now yearly at this rate. And then we also utilize a program, an online program called Allison Courses, to allow the guys to continue their education, whether it be in carpentry techniques, joinery techniques, framing techniques, masonry techniques. It runs the gamut, and these are theoretical practices. That's not the actual on site getting your hands dirty, but sometimes it's nice to be able to wrap your head around, try something on a small scale, right, and then implement it if you see the value there.
Excellent. That's great. Well, and I think the next section we want to talk a little bit about here was some of the procedures that we're using. And Kev, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the procedures our teams use inside people's homes to help them feel safe and comfortable with us working inside there?
Sure, Bob. We have our safe payment plan, which helps to protect. It's a stress-free because you only pay for the items that have been completed on your project. It ensures quality first, and it's not done until you say it's done. Idea in remodeling. It beats the 50% down that a majority, if not all, of remodelers and renovators tend to utilize.
Right. I mean, one of the big box stores wanted 100% up front for if they're starting their project. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's it can be, as a homeowner, it's intimidating and scary, and you're going to. You're infusing money into an asset that you want to see the value out of, and to drop that kind of money out the gates, again, like I said, it could be intimidating and kind of create a rough atmosphere associated to the relationship between our firm and our clients.
Yeah, and Jay always says, whoever has control of the money is in control, right? So we want you to be in control of the money, right? And only pay for things as they're completed.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And then, so what are some other things that we do for processes inside the home?
So, a successful remodeling isn't an accident. It's deliberate, it's measured, it's thought out, and it's absolutely on purpose. We use a project calendar on site, which will helps our clients understand what's happening, when it's going to happen, helps our PMs stay on track, because these guys have a 1,000 things a minute going through their head, and being able to reflect upon a literal piece of paper sitting on a wall, as silly as it sounds and maybe even archaic as it is, it's helpful.
It is helpful. Yeah.
It's beyond a shadow of a doubt helpful. And then we are stickler for details. I'm a huge stickler for details. We have the QC process, which I mentioned before. We go through after every project, and obsessing over the perfection. We usually find more items than any general client would. We know exactly what something may look like years before it could possibly rear its ugly little head. So those are the things we're looking for, and that really helps to clean up our projects and provide a degree of further degree of comfort for our clients, knowing that we're the ones looking for these things. They don't have to feel that it's incumbent upon them to hunt them down.
Right, and I guess if somebody does, in a rare occasion, find something, I mean, it's not like they're you're trying to pull teeth with us to get us to look at it too, right? We're
Yeah, no, Bob. I mean, there's no doubt we have at Cipriani Remodeling Solutions surely one of the most robust warranty programs in the industry. I can tell you, I've been out for drawer faces that maybe got scratched or a little bit beat up, and client wants a new one, and we help to coordinate those efforts. And I've been out to projects where we've done additions, and maybe the client's experiencing a leak. And based on a description, it sure sounds like it wouldn't be associated to us, but we still go out there and we still check it out. And more often than not, it isn't associated to us, but we have no problem working with our clients to help coordinate the efforts necessary to get the repair made. We want everybody to know that once you've engaged with Cipriani Remodeling Solutions, it's a forever relationship. We're here until until the end, if you will.
Yeah, and I guess that is part of our lifetime service warranty, so that if anything happens within the lifetime of your project, we will be happy to send one of our technicians out to take a look at it and see what we can do to resolve the problem for you. And most of our products that we use, plumbing or whatever, you typically have lifetime warranties on them as well. So it's a great service. And we had the last vlog that we did, we had a lawyer in here, Robert Incalingo, and he was just mentioning how he's never seen any other remodeling company go and take care of clients the way that we do, years after a warranty would have expired. We're still out there taking care of them. He just is, it was unbelievable to him that we're still taking care of people that long after a project's been done.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's again, as I mentioned, it is likely one of the most robust warranty programs available to any purchaser, if you will, client, on the market. It's unique, to say the least.
Yeah, I just wanted to circle back for one thing. It just crossed my mind for one of our practices too, when we were talking about how we're setting up a lot of protocols in place to keep our worksite insulated from the rest of the home. And one of our sayings that we always have, and I thought this was great, I just wanted to bring it up, it just crossed my mind, was that nothing of ours touches anything of yours, right? So everything that we have is supposed to be completely isolated for your home. So we try to maintain that and do that the best possible way that we can. Go ahead, Kevin, you were going to say something?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I mean, that is the goal. You know, it's a practice that we want to implement where, you know, it's difficult, I guess you could say, in a sense, to separate yourselves entirely from a family during construction. We're in your kitchen, right, where you are daily wanting to be, you know, making breakfast, making lunch, making dinner, and so you are right alongside us in your family room or in your living room, in your dining room, trying to continue, to live, your life and make your breakfasts, your lunches, and your dinners, and we try and go above and beyond to create that type of an atmosphere where you know we're there, we know we're accomplishing these tasks, you're getting this new kitchen, this new bathroom, whatever it might be, but you don't feel impressed upon, you don't feel pushed out of your home. It takes a lot. It takes communication. It takes our barrier wall practices. It takes a reduction in construction creep to make sure that you get that type of an experience, and that's few and far between. There are plenty of firms out there that say, "Oh yeah, I've got drop cloths down, and I'll wipe things down at the end of the day," but they're not thinking about the return air on your HVAC system that's sucking in drywall dust or construction debris and then just spewing it through the rest of your house because it's just not thought out. We understand better than most firms the full impact of the existing infrastructures of your home and how they interact with our construction, and we like to get a good understanding of your day-to-day operations so that we can reduce that impact of our activities on your home, and that I think something we do surely better than the rest.
Yeah, that's awesome, Kevin. I think that's why homeowners want to have somebody that they can trust in their home because of all that interaction, to make sure we're going to be done in a safe and caring way for the people in the home and the home itself. And really, the last thing that we really want to discuss, I guess, is some products. Any kind of cool products that you see being used out in the field these days that the guys are using?
Well, Bob, in today's market, we have to be very shrewd. We have a really cool product that we've begun to implement specifically for our additions. It's called the T-Stud. It's a product we've been utilizing sporadically and as necessary. And but we found that it's more than the products. It's the practices. Even the best product can fail to perform as it should when it's installed by the chuck in the trucks. It may not work properly. It might not look good. So along with our remodeling consultants, we like to work hard to try and find these new products, but we have to also keep in mind that there are some products from a few years ago, maybe even a few generations ago, that can provide our clients with what they need without breaking the budget. Sometimes the new products you can get caught in the weeds or distracted by the flashing lights, and they're not actually providing our clients with the best product for their project. So it's great that we're able to implement a product like a T-Stud. It's the T-Stud, along with optimum value engineering, has been extremely helpful for us to help not only meet any budgetary constraints for some of our clients, but also provide efficiencies into the future. And it's something that folks haven't traditionally thought about, but utilizing a new product with an old construction technology, if you will, has really created a scenario where we're providing the best product for our clients.
Awesome. Well, I think that's why it's important to work with a company that keeps up with building science and technology, so that we know how to implement the best solutions for whatever your remodeling project is. And if you are having a remodeling project coming up, we'd love to be able to talk to you. We're always here for you. We're trying to have these educational vlogs and videos that are being done to help educate homeowners so that they know what the best solutions are for their home. And don't forget to subscribe to the vlog so that you can get alerted when we have new content coming out. And we really appreciate all the input that you've had, Kevin, here on Remodeling Reimagined, and stay tuned for the next episode. So thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob.
All right.
Once again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And if you're looking to start a remodeling project, you can learn more about our design process at CiprianiRemodelingSolutions.com. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.